Today, we're going to go over the appointment dashboard. The appointment dashboard is located under Appointments in your Katana toolbar. The appointment dashboard tracks patient flow for the office. It shows all patients scheduled for the day, and the goal is to get all patients to the completed appointment column. The appointment dashboard works in conjunction with the provider dashboard, the average visit time report, and self-check-in. On the appointment dashboard, you will see a calendar view, a clinic dropdown, which allows you to select an additional clinic if you are using more than one clinic in your Katana database. It has a provider dropdown, which allows you to see the flow for one specific scheduled provider. It'll let you access your day sheet, your appointment book, and any patient information. If I click on a patient once, it will show the patient's name as a blue hyperlink. It'll give you information such as the home number, cell phone number, their case information, the reason of visit for this scheduled appointment, and let you know if a future appointment has been scheduled. If you need to go to that specific patient's file, you can go ahead and select the blue hyperlink with their name. If you need to change the reason of visit as far as why they are coming in to be seen, you can go ahead and select the blue hyperlink for the reason of visit and go ahead and change to the specific reason of visit you need. Once your selections have been made, you would go ahead and select Save. If you happen to see any appointments listed in red, that indicates that the patient has missed their appointment. The patient will now have 24 hours to call into the office and reschedule their appointment. After 24 hours, they will show up on the missed appointment report, indicating that you need to contact that specific patient to reschedule. If you're using the self-check-in feature and a patient comes in for their appointment, uses the self-check-in kiosk and checks themselves in, the patient will automatically move to the arrived and waiting location. If your office is not using self-check-in, that means you will manually have to move them either to arrived and waiting, or if your patients do not stay in the waiting room and go directly back to see the doctor, you can manually move them directly to checked in being treated. To move the patient along the flow, you can either right-click, select arrived or check-in. You can double-click the appointment to move them over, or you can simply drag and drop the appointment either to arrived and waiting or checked in being treated. Once a patient is moved into the checked in being treated column, it will ask you for a specific room that you are sending the patient to. This will indicate on the provider dashboard where that patient has been located, or placed, so the provider can go ahead and go to that specific respected room and treat that patient. You will also be able to confirm the provider that the patient is going to see. You will see any visit trackers that patient may be placed on. If you are using the self-check-in area, you will see a survey that the patient filled out, and you can go ahead and add in any subjective notes that you may need to enter for the doctor. Once your selections have been made, go ahead and select Save, or go ahead and take a payment if a payment is necessary. Once the patient has been fully checked in, the provider will now see them by accessing the provider dashboard. Once the provider has seen them and added in their charges, ICD codes, and SOAP notes, the patient will now turn blue. This indicates to the front desk that the provider has been in that appointment but is now finished. When the front desk is ready to move the patient to completed and check out the patient, they will simply double-click the appointment, take a look at all data that has been entered. They can reschedule the patient for another appointment by selecting the blue hyperlink under the balance due box. They can go ahead and do a bulk write-off, indicating how much they would like to write off of the charges for the day. They can change location if the patient was improperly placed into the wrong room. They can take a payment by indicating how much their payment amount would be and how the payment will be taken. At the bottom, they can post a payment and print a super receipt. They can simply post a payment and print a receipt, or just post the payment. Once the front desk is done, they will hit the checkout button and the patient will move to the completed column. If a clinic is not using the provider dashboard, they will have to move the patient to checked in being treated, double-click the appointment to activate, enter in any necessary information, and hit save. Once that appointment turns blue, they will double-click again. To open up, enter any remaining information, and check out. As your patients are moving to the completed column, you will see a grand summaries report at the bottom of the screen. This will show you expected totals. This amount will exclude anything that's coming off from a fee schedule, so anything your contractual agreement is and expected to receive in the office. It will give you a total value of charges applied to patient appointments and the number of completed appointments for the day. This concludes the video on the appointment dashboard.